Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic start to your Tuesday. I know that I am, seeing that I just woke up not too long ago. You could probably hear it in my voice. But I woke up early enough so I don't get attacked by a certain individual. He knows who he is. But anyways, I hope you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday so far. And I want to talk about success in a bit of a different way than I normally do. But before I continue, for those who are new to the podcast, I would like to say welcome to the Connect 0007 podcast, where human connection is everything. And I am your host, Thaddeus Sims, and this is our 37th episode. So, getting into this, I do have a big announcement. So, you guys have been hearing me for months now, I think, talking about these new shirts, and I am finally here to tell you that the photo shoot was finished sometime last week, and I have released the first out of the 8 shirts this week. So I'm going to release like one a week, so it's not so much being thrown at you guys. So if you are on the email list, then you probably knew this already because I released it yesterday. So usually when you're on the email list, you kind of get like early previews and stuff. You're ahead of the game a bit. So if you're not on the email list, guys, I would hop on it. But I want to talk about this one shirt for a minute. If you go on the website, connect007.com, and you go under t-shirts, you'll see the 6th shirt, and it's a blue shirt. It's this really like chill, like baby blue vibe type of shirt. You got to check it out. Even you probably can check it out while you're listening to the podcast. You got to check it out. And on this shirt, it says low battery, can't talk right now. And it's a super cool shirt. And I wanted to talk about it, just a little bit so you guys can get to see like the inspiration of it. But literally this shirt was created and inspired by that Floridian vibe of please don't talk to me when my sunglasses are on and headphones are in my ears. Like I literally wanted to make a shirt just for that, because we have those days, guys, where like we don't want people to talk to us. We just want to go do what we got to do and keep it moving. And I wanted to make a shirt that communicates that without being like an ass. Because we want to say it. Some of us are just nice and we don't. Some of us just do say it. But I'm one of those people, I love people and I don't want to be an ass. So I'm going to wear a shirt that says, I can't talk right now. And it was just, I wanted to make a shirt. It is super funny. But the color looks amazing. And I literally said like, for this shirt, it's awesome to wear with sunglasses, headphones, and attitude. So you have to bring an attitude with this shirt. I would highly recommend you check it out, because my sister fell in love with it. And honestly, I fell in love with it too. It's just the color. So totally, guys, like check out the website and look at that shirt and invest in yourself and get it. Because I'm telling you, it will be perfect. Perfect. For your style when you want nobody to talk to you. So hop on that. So like, again, I'm going to focus on that this week. And next week you will see another new shirt being released. So be on the lookout, guys. Now for the fun fact. This one was pretty interesting because I'm a visual person. So when I first read this, I pictured it. But anyways, the fun fact is newborn giant pandas are about the size of a stick of butter. And legit, I've just pictured like a panda, a newborn just popped out, the mom, and then me having like a stick of butter and putting it like right next to it. And then knowing me, because I could be a bit detailed, but I catch myself, I was thinking like, which type of butter would I compare it to? Would it be like the Land O'Lakes butter? I can't believe it's not butter if they have a stick of butter, but I don't think. Anyways, that's what I was thinking. I was just cracking up and I was like, I really want to see this though. So I really want to see a newborn one, and I want to get like a stick of butter and just see like if it's like, just about the same size. That one had me laughing, though, I will not lie. I had to have a moment and really talk with myself like, dude, you really want to do this? I'm like, I kind of do. But anyways, diving into the podcast. So, like I said, I want to talk a bit about success, but I'm going to break it up into two parts. And this isn't the typical type of, oh my gosh, success. You gotta fight for it. God dang it. You gotta be consistent every day. You need to eat, sleep success. You need to read success books. Nothing like that. Though, don't get me wrong. Those things are very important, but we're not going to talk about that. We're going to be different. Again, the podcast is about the human connection. And so we're going to talk about that human connection in the field of success. So I'm breaking this up into two parts. And the first part is connecting with people. And then the second part is the comparison trap. And I'm going to start with the connecting with people. So I broke this up into 4. So there's 4 points I'm going to go over with the connecting with people, and there's 4 points I'm going to go over with the comparison trap. So the first one, starting off with connecting with people, is that when you connect with people, it leads to opportunities. So that's simple, right? But, some people don't really do that. And what I want you to be aware of is to be proactive. So all of us, there's something that we're trying to strive and something we're trying to do, no matter what it is. It could be a side hobby. It could be a project you're working on. It could be for work. Whatever it is that you're focusing on and you want success in, you're going to need people somewhere in the mix. And it's good to connect with people that will lead to opportunities. So I know you've heard me share a few things, but I know for me, there's some people who I've talked to who saved me like thousands upon thousands of dollars in just them spending like an hour with me and sharing their wisdom and experience with me on certain things. There is certain people where you could literally, let's just say, for example, because I really want you guys to get this, that this is super simple. And this is like, it doesn't require that much effort. But wherever you go on a regular, so for example, you may go to a Dunkin' Donuts, or you may go to a place to get a coffee. I'm sure you may be in line or someone may be behind you. Instead of being on your phone and talking, say hello to a person like next to you or start a conversation. I've talked about this before. There's icebreakers. You could say, hey, what type of coffee is good here? You may already know the menu, but it's easy to start a conversation. You're in a coffee shop, you can ask the person, hey, what's a good coffee, or what's your favorite? That's something they can easily talk about, and you can go on, depending on how they respond back to you, can tell if they're friendly or not. If they are, you just started a conversation, and then you can lead to, hey, so what do? You have to be to work after this, blah, blah, blah. And that person may say, oh, no, or yeah, I got to get back to or whatever I'm doing. And oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm a graphic designer. And lo and behold, you may have needed a graphic designer for something. You know what I mean? And if not at the moment, that's a connection that you personally made, and that person will remember you. Ask the person for, hey, you got a Facebook. If you're not comfortable asking for a number, ask the person, hey, you have a Facebook, you have an Instagram. I would love to see your work, blah, 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 blah. And then like, sure, you'll see people light up because they're talking about something they enjoy doing. So when you do that more often, they will lead to more opportunities. So, I didn't ask my brother about this, but I'm gonna share it anyways. So one of my brothers, he decided to start talking with people around him, and basically it led to an opportunity for this person who wants his services, like his work and videos and pictures and editing, all of that. They want him to join him on a plane. And so he'll be on a plane with an individual taking shots and stuff like that. So that's like a huge opportunity for him. And he's like super excited about that. And that all started with him just having a simple conversation with someone on a train. So you will be very shocked at the people around you if you just talk with them, the places that you will go and what that will lead into opportunities. So to this day, there are people that I will talk to in different like areas of things that I've connected with so long ago, and they help me out today. especially with ideas or things that I'm thinking of doing that can help me point me in the right direction or connect me with someone I never would have known if it wasn't for them, and led to amazing opportunities. So that will greatly help your success. Starting conversations with people around you, it's super simple. Use the places that you normally go to, the gym, if you get your hair did, the salon, if you get coffee, do that. If you go to the grocery store, like I do, because I taught everybody at my grocery store, do that. So I'm not going to continue on that. You get the point. The next thing is, the second point is that the right people help you in many ways. So I'm going to talk about it more in a bunch of different areas. So there is people, when you connect with them regarding to success, they can give you clarity on a lot of things that you may need clarity on, be it a business venture that you're thinking about going to do, be it some activity you've never done before and you're thinking, okay, I'm going to check this out. This person can give you clarity on certain things like, hey, it sounds like a good idea. I know you want to do that, but you may not want to do that now. You may want to wait 2 months from now because, whatever it may be, they may tell you may have deals, you may have, the weather may be better, whatever. They have experience. They can tell you when to go, who to talk to, and things like that. Also, too, some people will tell you like, hey, that sounds like a good idea, but you need to focus on this because you're not really clear, and this will save you a bunch of time. To this day, I have people who tell me that. Actually, an example was there was a person I met at this podcast conference that I told you guys about in March. I met amazing dude, and I was going through something work and business related, and I, sent him a message and we talked on the phone, and he gave me lots of clarity on the subject and a bunch of fuel to work on other different things. And it led me to see that, dang, I really need to work on this, or I can really take all of this to the next level. So a lot of clarity on that. A lot of people can share a lot of life experience with you that will save you so much time as well. So when you're doing something successful or you're trying to attain a certain success, those people can help you with their life experience, and it will save you time, heartache, frustration, and jail time, because some of y'all might want to slice some people. Let's be honest. And there are other things too, but just understand it's the right people that will help you in many ways. And what I mean by the right people, because it's not just anybody, but the right people are those who see what you're doing. They see where you're trying to go. They really do care about you and whatnot. And you're probably in the same area or field that they either are in or were in, and they genuinely want to help you, avoid some of the crazy stuff that they, went through. The third thing is observing people reveal things about yourself on the things you need to work on. And this is awesome because this is now talking about personal stuff with you. So what I mean by observing people is that I'll observe, like sometimes I'll just, be somewhere and I'll observe how certain people are. And some of the things that I observe is there are sometimes, it's here and there are sometimes where there are people who just act a whole ass at like restaurants and grocery stores, anything regarding people. They really just acting, I'm just going to say I'm being authentic. They just act a whole ass. And I look at them. Let me give y'all an example. Oh gosh. Okay, I still can't believe I remember this. Homegirl, we're going to call her Old Betty. She was in a grocery store and she was in line, and basically, it's a Whole Foods, mind you, this is Whole Foods. Like this is quality grocery store. This ain't no Walmart stuff where this is expected. This is Whole Foods. You know what I mean? So I'm in line and I'm on the phone and I'm realizing I've really been in the same spot for like over 2 minutes. Now, if y'all know it's Whole Foods and you're in the same spot for over 2 minutes, then, okay, you might want to stop and look at what's going on, because, you may be in the line, but if you're not moving forward, be it 1.5 steps, and you've seen the same person there in these 2 minutes, it's ridiculous. So this lady is basically, I guess, having some conversation with the manager, and the manager is repeating the same thing to this lady. I'm noticing that, like, after I stopped getting on my phone for 2 minutes, I'm noticing that he's repeating the same thing. And the lady is telling the manager that his prices are wrong and it shouldn't be that way because of whatever the case is. And the manager is telling her, okay, whatever with this coupon, whatever she had, this is no longer like a thing, or whatever he's trying to explain to her. And the lady is still telling him that he is wrong, to the point where the lady went behind the counter and was on the screen, said, let me look at what you're looking at. And telling him, no, this is right. And I'm sitting here like, ma'am, how are you telling the manager that the prices of the store that he manages on a regular is wrong? And she is literally like causing a scene, and it's bad when everybody has this, like, is making the face like, are you really doing the most right now? Like, this lady literally was here for a while, over the 2 minutes that I was waiting, and I was just seeing a lady who took me. She was like, I'm like, I can see it all over your face. She was like, yeah, she couldn't hold it in. She was like, yeah, she's just really doing the most, because I told her the same thing, and I was like, oh, so she's been here for over like 5+ minutes. She was like, yeah. She was like, I'm really cutting out, some words that she said, but she was just like, yeah. And when I was observing that, I was just like, I don't have the energy. It's not in my DNA. I'm not built like that to be one of those people. And it was an observation of myself where it's just like, yeah, nah, I'm not those people to cause a commotion. And so that really made me observe myself, like, let me be more aware of like how I am, and being aware that there's a line of people, behind me who have to wait a tad bit because of my foolishness, nonsense, and shenanigans. So that was a good observation. That was in that regards. Another observation is that there are people who I would observe, and they could be very, how can I put it? They would be like very stern and to the point with certain things. And I kind of observed, I was kind of like, oh no, I don't like how they did that. But it allowed me to really look at myself and ask myself, why don't I like how they did that? And I was just like, I'm not that type of person. Like, I feel like that's rude. But when I reflect, that inner voice in me is coming, and it's just like, okay, but you don't know that may be needed in their position. What they're doing may be needed in what they're supposed to do. And it was like, and then it allowed me to really reflect and think, wow, I can be more stern and straight to the point in certain things, because upon the observation, it helped me literally realize there are some times where I'm not straight to the point with certain things, and I know I can talk a lot. And I've had people tell me, like, you kind of drag. So I really have to, it allows me to really focus on that and be straight to the point with things. And that observation helped me realize that about myself, and that I could use a dose of that myself. So what I'm saying is, when you observe certain people and you reflect on these things, and not observe it to judge, but literally observe to reflect for yourself, it'll reveal certain things about your character, about you, that you may need to replace, you may need to add on. It may reveal just completely other things about yourself that you didn't have the opportunity to, but because you observe that, it'll help you. And you'll be very surprised that when you work on yourself, just by these little observations that you are aware of in your environment, it will definitely help you out in the long run. It'll definitely help you out with people and yourself. I'm telling you, to this day, accumulation of things that I've observed has allowed me to connect with people on the degree that I can at the moment, because of what I observed with certain people, how they communicate, how they talk, how people respond to certain things, and noticing patterns and stuff like that. So that's the third point. You get that. And then the fourth and final point regarding connecting with people is that connect with a person who's at the position you want to be in, and ask them how they got there. And what I mean is, let's just say, I'm going to use the typical work-related example, and I'm going to use something different. So let's just say that you want to be at a certain position in your work, the company or whatnot. It's best that you connect with that person, or try to at least, or get some time and ask them, hey, how did you get here or whatnot? And, ask them what is their lifestyle like? What is their life, with that, or what comes all with the territory. And you know your job. You can ask them certain things. You can word it a certain way. And why you want to do that is because you want to see, okay, what it takes to get there and what their lifestyle is like. Because you'll come to find that those people that position you're trying to be in, it comes with things that you're not aware of. And you want to be aware that when it comes to your success, it helps you define, like, okay, is that what I really want to do? Do I want like the rewards of that, but not the actual work? It allows you to really kind of get things tuned in. So that's one thing. Another thing is connecting with someone, outside of work, who's in a position or a space that you want to be in regarding success. So it may be that entrepreneur that you see all the time on social media, that's always posting cool stuff, or their story and things like that. It would be cool to get some time to, message the person, email them, and just ask them, like, hey, how did you get there? What all led you to get here and stuff like that. And they can, and you will find that people who are in a very successful position would be very happy to share it with you. And what this does is it lets you become aware of, what to be expected a bit in that position, what they did to get there. And you may find too that you may not need to do what they did, but it gives you a bit of insight that'll give you more clarity on certain things that you could do to get there. And it helps you out a lot. It really just helps you out with getting a taste of what that position that they're in, and what you may need to do or what you may not need to do. That'll help you greatly. Now, that's that part with the connecting with people. So what I want to talk about now is the next part, is the comparison trap. And so what is that? And basically the comparison trap is, as I said, is when you compare yourself to other people and their success. Is pretty much like a trap for yourself. And there are signs that you fell for it. So I'm going to, sorry guys. That's my sign that I need to drink some water. Okay. Think we good. Are we good? That you good? Hold on. Good at that? You ready? You ready to continue? I think so. I can't, I really wish I can do that. Okay, focus. All right, so signs you felt for it. And I'm going to tell on myself here because I have fell for a lot of these traps. So the first sign is in social media. And I had a talk a good amount of times with friends, and still to this day, well, not no more, but still to this day, I have this talk, but I don't fall for it anymore to this day. But I've had a great many talks about social media and falling for that trap of comparison. And in this generation, what I've noticed is that it's a very slick way, sneaky. It's a very sneaky way, almost a subconscious, like, comparison that you do to that you have or whatever with other people, especially when it comes to social media, because that's all you really see is the highlights. Most of the time on social media, you don't really see what they're going through, and they probably won't share that. But you start to compare yourself, and here's what I mean. Everybody knows that I love Will Smith. I love the Smith family. I speak it all the time. I'm going to meet them somehow, some way. I'm going to meet the Smith family. I love them. And I would always see the cool videos that Will Smith would do. I would see the stuff with Jada Smith, Red Table Talk. I love them. I might have to get on Red Table Talk one day, but I can't have Jada having me cry because I be seeing that. But anyways, I love the Smith family. And so when I would see Will in his videos, I would be like, dang, I would love to just hurry up and get there. And I didn't realize that over time, I would get a bit, frustrated, and a lot of other negative emotions that would come up because I really wanted to hurry up and get to that position where Will was, just having fun, doing all of these cool things, and obviously too there's stuff that goes on behind the scenes that he deals with, but it's like I'm aware of that, but I kind of was pushing that to the side. It's like I just want to have the resources to do these things, to help people and whatnot, and that caused me to not really focus on where I'm at to get to the position that I need to be in. And so it hit me when I really had to look at that. And I was talking with a friend about that comparison and realizing that, okay, I had to stop that. And I love Will Smith, again, to this day, but I had to really stop myself and really get back focused. Okay, this is where I'm at and this is where I need to focus on, and stop comparing myself to, Will Smith's success. And I see I'm going to, have a lot of the resources to help people and do all these cool things. But right now I need to do the steps that are in front of me to get there. And so that led me to get out of that part of the trap of social media, because that's all you really see is people's highlights on social media. It is very rare that you will see the struggles that they go through, which is why I love Red Table Talk, because they go through like crazy stuff. And even too, like Will Smith and Jada's relationship, like I love it. And I always feel like, gosh, I feel like I'm gonna have a relationship kind of like theirs, in a way. And even that, I was just like, okay, no, I kind of, again, have to focus on where I'm at, and get there. So you may want to look at, if you're always on social media, and when I say always, I don't mean like, 20 hours out the day, but I mean, if you're on there a good majority of the time, really ask yourself, whatever you're doing, are you subconsciously comparing yourself to others? So that's one sign with the social media. You may be doing that. Another is, the second thing is thinking you need to do better because all of your friends appear to be ahead of you. So that is another comparison trap, because I know that for me, I have this thing where I have to do better. And that comparison is with myself. I have to do better. But before that, I didn't fall for this one too hard, but I noticed I was getting close to falling into that. But like there were some friends of mine who were doing like really good things. And I was like, dang, I would love to be in that position to do that. And this wasn't like a jealousy thing at all, because I promise you guys I'm not the jealous type. But it was just like really cool. Like I was genuinely happy for them and, the position that they were in. But it was just like, dang, I need to do better so I can, be able to be in a position similar, so I can be able to do more, and for me, my do more is to be able to like help people more than I am now. And that was a whole nother thing too, that I had to really look back and ask myself, okay, dude, stop comparing yourself to other people and trying to do better so you can help people. Like there's more ways to help people than just monetary things. There's your time. There's, talking to people. There's many other different things that you can do. And that helped me like really get out of that trap. But I'm going to focus on the part where it says appear. Like I said, so thinking you need to do better because all of your friends appear to be ahead of you. I'm going to focus on the appear part because talking with some people, because I didn't ask them, talking with some people, when it comes to that appearing part, there are some people that you may know who may appear on the outside to be very successful. But if you really look closely and you really know them, you'll see that it may not be all of that. And what I mean is there's some friends who may really have, like, let's just say the typical, they may have a lot of money, but their relationship is just not good at all. They may be stressing ridiculously. They may be, going through a lot of family stuff you know nothing about. There could be emotional stuff that they never healed, and you'll be very surprised. So you don't want to compare yourself to that, because everybody is different and everybody has different upbringings and different experiences that got them there. So that helped me get out of that, just knowing that, okay, everybody is different. Everybody has things that they need to experience. Don't compare yourself to other people because of how they appear to be. The only person you want to compare yourself to is yourself and who you were the day before, and getting better at that. So that will definitely help you out in that regards. But that's just something to be aware of. The third thing when it comes to the comparison trap is not being aware that you have your own timing for things. And that took me some time to really understand at the degree I do now. And I would hear like, oh, everybody has their own timing. But I was like, shut up. You just trying to say something nice. You just trying to sound cool. Or you just trying to sound wise. I ain't trying to hear that. Shut up. You know what I mean? So it took some time really to really like let that sink in. And I had to realize that, yes, everybody is on their own timing. So you may see that some people around you may really be getting a lot of things. It's like a lot of great things is happening to them, but you don't understand that, for years they may have had to work on themselves in a variety of ways just to get that for them. And that was their timing. And everybody has their own timing, their own phase for things. Like I would see this all the time where some people was like, I'm 20 something. I don't have any kids. I want to be married. I thought by 27 or so, I would be married. I would have a house and things like that. And it's just like, oh, baby, you got some growing up to do. You got some real world stuff to see. So I had to really let that sink in and understand that, gosh, I am in my own timing. And once you realize that, okay, wow, that is like a thing, then you really kind of have to be aware of, okay, where are you at in your timing? And all of us have like a good idea. And I know for me, like most of the times I've always been in the development, and I feel like I'm still in the development phase. And I feel like it's going to cycle. I'm going to get in and get out of it. But for me, I know my timing now is just like, okay, development. And so I could be around people that, oh my gosh, they have this success or they have this promotion or they have this business part taken off. And that's good. And I love it. And I'm super happy. But I know for me, I'm not there. I know I need to focus on the development that I'm in, because I know whenever I do get there, I'm going to be prepared. I'm going to be able to handle what all comes with that. And so it allowed me to really put the blinders on everybody else's and really focus in on my timing and where I'm at. So wherever you are at in your life, know that there is a timing for you and, all the things that's going to happen. But what will help you is to really just suck it up and really just lean in wholeheartedly to where you're at now. And it'll just make things, I will say it'll make things smoother and a bit faster. And next thing you know, you'll be in a completely different phase or timing in your life where all the things that you want are starting to pop off. And what I mean by pop off is like, blowing up and succeeding. So again, like I said, for that, I just had to put my blinders on to everybody and focus on my timing. And the last thing is, the last sign is that you're not celebrating your small successes because it should be something you've seen or heard. And this was a very, very huge thing for me. And no one could have helped me with this but myself. I read this in books, which that really kind of helped loosen things up. But I've heard it from my mentor at the time. I've heard it from, I've seen it from a few people that they would do certain little little celebrations for their success. Even my own mother used to tell me, like, you need to, celebrate these small things. And I was like, no, because it's not really a big thing. It should be, or it should be this, or it should be that, or whenever it's this, I'll celebrate. But for now, this is like nothing. You know what I mean? But I really had to really look at that and understand it was compared to something I've seen or something that I heard or something that I thought it should be based off of what I seen or heard. And what helped with that was reading this book, I believe, called The Seven Habits of Highly Productive People. I'm probably butchering that. Yeah, 7 Habits. I believe so. Something like that. There was one part he basically said that, private victories versus, the public victories, and celebrate those private victories. And a lot of those small successes are like private victories. So something simple would be like, I would read something and it really helped me out. And it helped me out with something that I was struggling with. And once I got over it and I fixed it, that was a success for me. And I could have been super excited, but I didn't celebrate it because it was just like, okay, whatever, that's small. That's expected. But it was like, no, dude, that's a big step that helps you get there. Another thing is, like with the legal stuff, y'all hear me talk about it all the time. I found someone who helped me out with that. And, that could have been, oh, okay, yeah, thank you. And keep moving. But it was like, no, that's actually a big thing. Like, you struggled with this. So now that you found someone that can help you with that, you should celebrate that in some way. Like, hell, take a break, watch a show, something. Because it's those small successes that leads to the big successes. It's all of that accumulating. And you should celebrate those moments. Granted, you don't have to throw a huge party, but hell, if you want to, by all means, do it. But you want to celebrate it in some way and not compare it to what it should be or where it should be. Because if that's the case, then you won't be happy when it comes. If you can't be happy with the small stuff now, and you damn sure won't be happy with the big stuff later. You may think that you may be, but I promise you won't. Because I've gotten to certain steps where I wanted to be in life, and when I got there, it hit me in an matter of fact type of way, like, oh, matter of fact, you're there now. And I was just like, oh. And the same thing I said, well, I could do better, you know what I mean, or I can do more. It's not like what I thought it would be, so blah blah blah. And I had to really fix that and work on that, because again, I was comparing that to what I seen or heard. So that is a sign there that you're in the comparison trap. So I gave you a few things to get out of that and to get out of that trap, because basically you don't want to compare. It's really just going to ruin you, mess you up, slow you down, throw you off course. Yes, and also it will serve you, yes, to be aware of yourself and the things that you're comparing yourself to. So if you're in that, it's good, because it will reveal things about yourself that you need to work on and do. But once you do get through that, and you see what you need to see, all the things that you need to see, then you want to stay out of it and not compare yourself to it. So I know now I can go on social media and I'll see Will Smith doing this thing and I'm like, oh, that's cool. But it's no comparison, because it's like, I know I'm going to do whatever I'm going to do, maybe differently, but it's like, it's different now. It's like more of a observation, and it's a respect, but it's not like before, like, I really want to hurry up and do that. I really can't wait. It's different now. And just understanding that certain people may appear to be a certain way, but I'm aware now that, there is more to the person than what, you see. And just other things that I just covered in this. So it will definitely help you. You just don't want to compare. You don't want to fall for the trap at all. But guys, with that is the end of this podcast episode. So I greatly appreciate you all for listening and taking your time to check it out. And I would like to say again, guys, check out the shirt as well. And again, if I know there's some people who've been talking to me about wanting to support the podcast, if you want to, there's a link on this episode. I think I've been doing it for some episodes now. There's a link for a Patreon page if you want to support the podcast. And I mean, hey, invest in your blessings account. By all means, you can do so. So there are different options. And I know a lot of people have been asking about the shirt. So you can go on there and check out the shirt. So I'm trying to think if is there anything else that I need to say. No, I can't think of anything. But so yeah, guys, that's it. So that being said, you all have a fantastic day. You enjoy the rest of your day. And like always, I hope and pray for whatever it is that you're asking for and praying for, you receive. I pray for more success for you. I pray also, too, that whatever failures you experience, you learn that it's not failure, that is really just lessons that you're learning. I pray you meet new people because you really would love to meet new people. They will help you out amazingly. And then also, too, biggest thing, I pray for your physical health, your emotional health, and mental health, because those are serious and those things are important. So take care of that. And with that being said, I will talk to you all Friday. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Later.